But whatever. Latest episode of Sports U Pop.
Back with Sports U-Pop. My bad, I fumbled my phone. Gotta start over. It stands for SuP. Stands for Sports U-Pop on Spotify. And we're on. Where we fumbled is whenever I was gonna say on TikTok, YouTube, we are Josh Talks Pop. That's TOKSPOP 85. Josh Talks Pop 85.
And I'm not available on TikTok. I would watch it, but you ain't find none of my shit on TikTok. So that's my personal realm of laughing at evil shit. Oh, real quick. Looks like the FDA recalls more than 2 million baked goods, including Dunkin' Donuts. So if you're getting donuts, be careful. Go up there and hit some Krispy Kreme or something.
Yeah, you better go to the Krispy Kreme. You don't want to eat no bad jelly donut. End up in the ER.
Or go to your local mom and pop shop. Shout out to Donut Shop in Arlington here in Jacksonville, Florida. Very good place. This place is so good that once they sell their big goods, they are done, and they're always closed around 1 or 2 o'clock. So, but I think they open at 5, but they're well worth it if you guys check it out if you've never been there. Donut Shop, we're not sponsored, but I would love to be. Hand your boys some donuts, because I'm fat. All right, so what's new in the hood?
Man, we're going to talk sports here, so we're going to talk local first. And first off, I want to talk about the Hall of Fame. You know, Jared Allen, Eric Allen, Antonio Gates. I'm forgetting somebody else. Got in, but my boy Freddie T, he got snubbed again. And I thought this was the class he's going to be in. With guys like Breeze and Fitzgerald adding on to the ticket next year, it's going to be real hard. He might turn into the next Sterling Sharp. Oh, that's who else got in, Sterling Sharp.
That's right. That's right.
It's a video have to get in on his last vote because they're like, we got to get him in. You know, and Sterling, he's a lot like Baselli. He's one of them guys cut down in his prime. If he would have kept going, he would have had to know. It would have been no doubt. But it was on the line, you know, because of the length that he had. But like Shannon mentioned it, he wasn't even the best in his family. And I watched Sterling Sharp was my second favorite receiver till he got hurt behind Jerry Rice. This is before Moss and them ever got drafted. He got hurt, but
when did he play?
He played in the 90s to like 95, I think.
Who did he play for?
He played for the Packers.
Okay.
He was Brett Favre's #1 target early in his career. And man, I saw this guy take some hits. There used to be one of the first Maddens or something it was Blitz that would have all these hits. It was Blitz. It showed all these hits.
Oh, yeah.
One hit, and whenever you turn the game on, and one was Sterling getting crushed, but I don't think it was the one that injured him. That would have been messed up if they would have put that one on there. But yeah, he had the neck, the same thing that got Michael Irvin down, but Michael Irvin got to play a whole career. Sterling didn't. Probably if that happened today, it would probably be a better surgery. Probably could come back, but the 90s neck surgeries weren't as good as they are now. No surgeries are. They say surgery is one of the things that just keeps getting better and better and better. That's why you see guys have the ACL injuries and come back way quicker than they used to be able to. Like Kajana Carter, he was no career because of ACLs, 2 of them.
Yeah, it used to be ACLs a death wish. You were out for the season.
A lot of guys in college would quit after they got the ACLs in the 70s and 80s. So, but yeah, Freddie got snubbed. Eli got snubbed as well. They say
what?
Eli has 2 Super Bowls. A lot of people say that defense carried him for the back. Well, let's just talk about the Super Bowl, them games. Eli played good. He didn't people forget those sacks he was avoiding in the first one or second one, both of them against Brady, where the famous helmet catch and all that. Watch Eli running around and people are ripping at him. He's falling. Eli did not go down. Yes, Roethlisberger and Rivers got better numbers and everything, but Roethlisberger has a ring or 2 also, so he'll get in, but he played longer, I guess. So, but Eli, he'll probably get in. It might take like 2 or 3 tries. His stats aren't that great. It reminds me of Joe Namath. A lot of people think Joe Namath was like this superstar guy. He had a good career in the beginning of the Jets, but after he got hurt again and then played for multiple different teams, man's career, he lost more games than he won and everything. So I think, Eli did play on some sorry teams in the beginning. So I think he'll get in as well. I'm not sure if Freddie T will get in, but I hope he does.
Look, I got nothing against Fred Taylor, but
Frank Gore joins next too, and he's like number 1 in all the show.
Miami player. But I mean, how many? It took him 9 seasons for Fred Taylor to get a 1,000-yard season.
Huh?
It took 9 seasons before Fred got a 1,000-yard season.
Who told you that?
Stats.
1,000-yard season. Maybe he took him 9 seasons to get 10,000 or something. But Freddie T had a 1,000-yard year, like his first year maybe or second year. Like he got thousands of yards every year.
Fred Taylor.
Yearly stats. Bring me to
yearly stats. Because he never made the Pro Bowl, because someone always got more yards than him than
Well, Freddie used to get messed up in the touchdowns. He would get all the long runs, get us to the end zone. They put in guys like Sterling Mack or Greg Jones and take all his touchdowns. Right there, NFL stats.
Yeah.
And I'll go to yearly. Yeah, trust me, that guy had over 1,000 yards a lot of times.
I remember he got in trouble his rookie season. I remember before, though. He got some negative publicity.
I think you're talking about Ricky Williams. Now you're looking at this different people. Yeah, you're looking at different stuff. You're going to have to click on something to show the yearly stats.
I forget this. I didn't come prepared, my fault.
Anyways, it.
So... All right,
but also staying in Jacksonville, Doug Peterson had got fired and they had kept GM. Well, now during the coaching search, there was word put out that, if a guy wanted to come in without Trent, that Shad would look at it. Well, I guess costing Ben Johnson, which maybe Ben wasn't going to come. See, 1,000 yards his first rookie year.
I saw it. I was wrong.
Thousands.
I pulled those stats.
Thousands.
I pulled those stats up my ass. So.
Yeah, I don't know where they came. Maybe they probably said it took him 9 seasons to get 10,000 yards. Probably extra 0.
Probably.
But anyways, so Ben Johnson, we don't get him, and then Liam Cunningham comes in, and we don't get him, and I must have been because of Balky, because there's a lot of things that are saying Liam ghosted Tampa and came on a secret little secret interview, comes in, and then boom, we got us a new coach, and they fired Trent Baalke, and
but he couldn't even say the call center. He's like, Duval, get the hell out of here, dude.
It was very awkward,
It's Duval.
He probably hadn't played any home games here and heard it, right? But now he's going. I guarantee you, if you asked him to do it today, he'd do it better. Everyone's giving him the business about it.
The great thing is, every time a performer comes here, they're always like, how's Jacksonville? Everyone yells Duval. Everyone thinks they're being booed. I remember we were going to see Jeff Dunham. He's like, if you guys are going to boo me, I'll just leave. I'm like, we're not booing you, dude. We're saying Duval.
Same thing. I saw Justin Timberlake thought he was being booed recently. I saw it.
Like, dude, you grew up in Orlando. What the hell? How come we don't know this?
Hey, like you said, in Orlando, he was doing the Disney Channel and all that. Not channel, but show back then. So first off, before we get on, Trent Baalke gets fired, before we get on the hirings and all that, how do you feel about the Liam Cohen hire?
We'll see what happens.
Me too. No, I wasn't a big fan. I wanted Ben Johnson, Joe Brady, other guys. But
I think it's honest. I'm wondering how our quarterback's going to do with changing of the play style. Yeah,
and I looked, and the guy that we hired as quarterbacks coach, I think he's quarterbacks coach, our offensive coordinator from the Bears. They were saying Caleb Williams was saying the dude wouldn't watch film with him and stuff. So I don't like that hire. But the lot of this staff is very young. A lot of little Sean McVays and stuff in our staff, young guys. And I think we needed a change of attitude and stuff. And I think the younger coaches relate better to the players. I think I like the staff. D coordinator hire, I like that one. So I'm not saying I don't know what they're gonna do with the wins and losses, but I'm excited, to get the culture change in there. And then, like you said, we'll have to see what happens. Nobody expected Sean McVay to be Sean McVay. Sean Payton was a young coach, ended up balling. He's been around for years now. But we went ahead after that, and with Balky gone, they hired Tony Baselli, the Hall of Famer, the only Jacksonville Hall of Famer, to be the vice president. Now, I listened to Tony on the radio, and he knows a lot and stuff, so he's got his certain way he's going to want to, put a team on out there. But with Tony at VP, I expect the line will get a lot of attention. Tony knows how important that line is, and
so Tony's not the GM. He's
the vice president.
Vice president of what? Vice president of football relations.
Yeah, it's basically the guy over there. It's what John Elway is. It's what John Lynch is for the 49ers.
So it's just a figurehead role.
No, it's not. It's basically they're more in control. It's what Tom Coughlin was when he was here. He was vice president, and
nothing happened.
I'm saying he was. Ramsey and them got mad at the GM and Coughlin. Coughlin was finding everybody. It's like a GM, but with more power.
It's okay.
But closer here to the coach type stuff. I mean, the owner.
Okay.
It's not a figurehead role. I promise you that. But the thing is, they went and hired all these coaches and stuff, but they didn't hire the GM. What if our GM doesn't like certain coaches? Doesn't like the style that we build. It seems ass backwards. I figured Tony would have came in, then the GM, then the coaching staff. But I know you have to be quick on them coaching staffs when other teams are filling them. A lot of new coaches. It's a first-year coaching staff is never that coach's best staff. Let them get like 3 years in, and buddies that were at other places come over to him, or you win some and you get hot things. But another thing coaches and GMs talk, it's the Cowboys. So-called America's team. I guess they say Miami is America. Well, you might as well include Jacksonville because I don't think anyone thinks that's America's team.
Well, it's Dallas.
They still don't have a coach. And these people that are thinking Dion, waiting Shader on draft, no, that's not it. I think they're waiting for Kellen Moore to get done with this Super Bowl.
Probably. Before they announce him.
I believe Jerry, he knows Kellen as a player and as a coach. He's known him a long time. I think he knows he'll be able to still run shit with Kellen there. It's like the Jason Garrett hire, basically. He was a guy, the backup quarterback. He got to know him, and he knows that guy knows it's Jerry's team. So he's young, and I guarantee he has a lot of love for Dallas, living there so long. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be the hire there.
All right. Well, let's see what happens.
It's the only reason why I think you would wait this long.
Yeah.
Awards came out, and the most important one, Josh Allen, he's run for MVP.
He's
won MVP. I mean, huh?
Is this still on your fantasy team?
Josh Allen, my fantasy football quarterback, 2 years in a row.
Is it gonna be 3 years in a row?
We'll see how that draft goes. I don't know, man. I take quarterback pretty early, so it would probably be Pat or Josh. Pat had a little more down a year. I had Allen and Burrow. Burrow had a downish year. But the one guy that I wanted to get in the fantasy draft that went right before me was Lamar Jackson. And some people are upset he didn't get the thing, maybe claiming a little racial bias on some of the voters, because he had more touchdowns, less interceptions. He had a historic year as far as rushing yards to passing yards. Did something nobody's ever done before. They went just as far as the Bills did, or maybe a game earlier. I don't know. Both playoff teams, but Lamar did have Henry. Who does Allen have? He doesn't have the best weapons. Diggs has been gone for a while. Keon Coleman's young, and he didn't really show out his rookie year. Good running back there, but I think Josh Allen's I see why he won it, I guess is what I'm saying. Yeah, Lamar, definitely, if he would have won it, I would have been cool with that too. It was between them two guys. I didn't really think anyone else deserved it, but Josh Allen got his first MVP.
Okay.
And there we go. That's it for my talking points on sports. What you got?
When's the draft?
It's always in April, late April.
I thought it was gonna be.
Might be May now, beginning of May, because they keep moving the schedule back with the extra game and stuff. They do free agency first, which starts around mid-March, I believe.
Do you think the rumors are true that they're going to go corner for the first round out of Michigan or out of?
And I mean, this one where we pick, I guess it depends where the board falls, because there's a couple of blue chippers we can still get one. I've seen where Travis is gone, so and then if the Michigan guy's there, it makes it more of a up. Like who's gonna freaking? Do you want this guy or do you want the guy Carter from Penn State as the edge rusher? We don't even know what type of defense we're playing yet, do we? I didn't even look if that guy runs a 3-4 or 4-3. The Giants, they used to like everyone's like, we got Josh Allen, Trayvon Walker. Why would we do that? That's something that them Giant Super Bowl teams would have did. You can't have too many good pass rushers. You can move Eric in. Trayvon to the end, move Armstead to the middle, and then have Allen and Carter coming. That's pretty dangerous, and I wouldn't mind that.
So you mean to tell me we're not going to draft 5 defensive ends in the same year like we did with Tua?
No. You mean Alalua?
Yeah, same.
Tyson Alalua. Yeah, we're not going to do that one, but I don't know. The corner, Travis Hunter is the guy. There's also a lineman. I like Matt Campbell. Now I'm hearing the short arm stuff, might have to play guard. Well, no, I don't want a guard there, though. They did give, God, how do I always forget this guy? Walker Little. They gave him a big contract to play tackle. I think they're going to start him. Harrison will probably be... That's the thing, though. I would move Harrison to the left and let Walker Little play the right, but it looks like it might be different. Who knows? But that's why I'm saying if you get Matt Campbell, the LSU offensive tackle, and he really is a top shoot offensive tackle, it would be great.
See that? He's
probably the pitcher guy.
Yeah. So he's the tackle of LSU. No, I agree with that.
Yeah, he's played tackle, but they're projecting a guard in the NFL. But he's the best lineman in the draft.
They don't put him at guard. If they put him at guard,
I don't want a guard in 5th. I can get a guard in the 3rd and 4th. That'll
true.
Probably be.
I'd
rather have the 3rd or 4th best guard in the draft in the 3rd than at 1. Whenever you got guys like Carter and Hunter and them out there on the.
Not saying anything against him, but I agree with you on that one. Keep it left.
I mean, Hunter is so intriguing because you're getting 2 players. It's like getting 2 first-round picks. You're getting a guy who can be a top receiver. You get a guy who can be a top corner. If you have Hunter and Tyson Campbell, it helps our defense out so much because Tyson Campbell is not that dominant CB1 like people think. I think he could be the best CB2, and then you have Hunter over there. Now, how many that he wants to play offense and defense full time like he was doing in college? That's not going to happen on an NFL team. But there's a lot of snaps you can give him. You give him about 30, 40 snaps a game on offense, 30 snaps a game. That guy, he's going to do something. He's a special player. You have him and Brian Thomas out there at the same time on the field with Ingram in that tight end. We'll see what Kirk can do if he can come back. But that looks a little bit more dangerous out there too. So that's why Hunter's the thing. I guess it all depends. We got to have both the quarterbacks go. And some people are saying Shador Sanders is getting a lot of hype because who his dad is and all that he's really would be a 2nd-round type quarterback on most classes, but this is a weak class. So the NFL, it's just quarterbacks go. It's always a quarterback-starved league. A lot of people, a great quarterback does cure your ills, but those guys go away sooner than they should. It's just the NFL and how it is. He'll probably go in the top round. I'm thinking Ward will go to Cleveland, and then he can go to the Giants or the Titans.
Tennessee?
I don't know if that's the team that might wait for a quarterback in the 1st round. If they had the 1st overall pick, I think they would get Cam Ward, but they don't. So.
Well, they do need a quarterback.
But if Cleveland goes and gets the Carter because Myles Garrett gets traded or something, then You know, we got to watch free agency. We got to watch these cards go. That's another thing before the draft. It's hard to predict until free agency because some of the big needs might be addressed for teams might be addressed in free agency. Then it changes what type of player they're looking at.
You're an NIL guy, right?
You know, no, I hate it.
No. I mean, as you know about,
Yeah.
the ins and outs of it. So we know that we know who's going to be the quarterback at University of Miami next year, right?
Yes.
So my question though is
Carson Beck from Jacksonville.
And he's making how much?
Already won championships. He's making $10 million.
$10 million. Okay. Is this a temporary thing where you can only play 5 years in college before you either move on or you go to the draft, or is this something you can play in college as long as you want?
No, you still have the same college years eligibility. All the pandemic guys should be gone. There were 22 guys on 2020 rosters, so all those 2020 freshmen, they should be gone right about now. There's probably guys that also had an injury and everything. There's probably a few guys left that might have that year that could play 6 years or 7 years if they got 2 redshirt years because of injury and the pandemic. But there are going to be few of them out there, a handful, and they're probably not big names if they're still playing. So
okay, so it's a standard. You're allowed 4 years, but you're allowed to redshirt.
Redshirt get the 5th year.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
You get hurt during one of those years early in the season, you can get an injury extra year.
Get a waiver. I got
Yeah.
you. Okay. All right. So that's anything else on that?
There's only one more football thing to talk about.
Well, I'm talking about besides obvious, because it is
Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah. All right. So
Chiefs and Eagles, by the way. Red and yellow versus the Birds, the Eagles.
The Screaming Chickens.
Go Eagles!
I'm going to tell you straight up. You mean go the Philadelphia Bulldogs? Is that what you said? Yeah, I think I've said it all year. I think that the Eagles have the best roster. Their GM is the guy I would pay whatever he wants to be our GM, Tannenbaum. I wonder how close him and Baselli are. I think they know each other. But
quite possibly.
Like I said, the guy went to college at University of Florida, right up the road. He's got to have some Florida connections and double his salary in Philly, or at least 30% more or something. Man, he could be great, man. Those drafts that he does, he nails it every year. Tannenbaum, he's just he's the GOAT right now as GMs as far as I'm concerned. I watch drafts and free agency closely, and this guy, he's not even a step above everyone. He's the whole staircase.
The whole staircase?
Yes, he is. He puts other guys to shame at the position.
So, okay. Well, I think this is going to be one big swerve.
Well, then you got the Chiefs. We're going to see Taylor Swift a lot tonight. But I know a lot of NFL fans are so over that. You got Pat Mahomes, some people, he's going for another ring. What's this, like this 5th Super Bowl in a row or something? Like, the Chiefs.
He's looking for a three-peat.
He's
looking to do a three-peat. Yeah.
I think one year they didn't go, and then they went one, and then I think they didn't go, and now they've been every year. They're going for history tonight. The Chiefs are. They would be the first team to win 3 Super Bowls in a row. You got a lot of teams that have won 2, like the Cowboys and the Steelers. Well, not a lot of teams, but it's been done before the 2-peat. But that 3-peat's been elusive. There hasn't been a team to get it. A lot of people thought the Cowboys would have got it, but they got 3. They got 3 out of 4. It's very doable, man. Like everyone says,
That's absolutely doable. It's absolutely doable.
So, it's hard to pick against them, and I don't know. This is the least Super Bowl. I don't care who wins. I'm gonna be honest. I just don't. Once the Commanders were out, I didn't have a team that I had really any investment in. I picked the Chiefs to be there at the beginning of the year, and they got there.
The Chiefs. What are you talking about? You don't have anything invested in it. You have a
I
whole
picked
year.
Them, but I'm saying I'm not a fan. I like Mahomes. He's had probably one of his worst statistical seasons, but they just find ways to win. A lot of people say the refs help them win. Well, it's a long game. It's a butterfly effect. It's hard to blame one call on anything, but they just like they're coming out. Refs are doing statements about how they're not cheaters and all this, and then Brady had a big rant about it the other day that they're not. I don't think they are either, but I think it's just personal bias. You get in a game that, like, Pat Mahomes is a very likable guy, man. He reminds me of Kenny Powers off Eastbound and Down, man. The way he talks and everything.
I don't know. Brady's got no room to talk. Tom Brady's got no. He's a fantastic guy, fantastic humanitarian, but he has no room to talk about cheating.
Exactly. It comes from, but I'm saying it's always been a part of the game. Once you're a dynasty, like the Bulls, they wrote a whole book why he was still playing, the Jordan rules, about how he would get all these calls, and Brady definitely was that guy. Once the Patriots, they won like 3 out of 4, or I mean 3 Bulls in like 4 years early in his career, and
I guess when
he always got the calls after that.
With the evolution of television and screen quality and all that stuff, we're seeing I think the bad calls have always been there. I just think we're seeing more of them. Where let's bring more light that didn't happen
until it's like baseball and it gets more robotic, technology wise. But so many judgment calls are made. I've refereed before. Whenever you're on that field, it is quick 1-2. Sometimes your mind plays tricks on you. You see something, and then you got 10 of your buddies who aren't lying to you on the side. Like, no, it was like this, and you're like, oh, I seen it. So it's hard to ref. I'm telling you, referee is a thankless job.
Mm-hmm.
No, the fans don't like you either. The teams don't like you. Like
players don't like you either. If you do a call against them,
and like I said, Mahomes, they like Mahomes, and they like these players, and they give them benefit of the doubt sometimes. And just because they're more known, they also have a bigger microscope on them, so it's seen more. So it happens, but it happens in other games with other people. The hometown thing. That's kind of when the thing used to be when you were playing at home. It was you would watch the home teams, how many games they won every year. It was always a lot. Every year it started to shrink since like the 90s, though. Like, it's not, home field advantage isn't as big as it used to be. But
so it's like let me put it this way. I made $100 bet, so I do a skin of the game.
I'm playing a square game on the scores. Do you know what that is?
Yes, I know. I know what that is.
For y'all that don't know, you put 1 through 9 on one side, 1 through 9, and you draw squares, and the score at the end of it, you go by your number. If that's your square, you win that quarter. Blah blah blah.
But according to Vegas, is Philly is negative 108 for the game.
What's that mean?
That means if I bet $100 and I win, it's $1,080 payout.
So let us all know, who'd you pick?
Oh, I put $100 on Philly.
Okay.
Do I think I'm gonna win? No, I don't. I think it's gonna come down to 3 bad calls, and that's what's gonna come down to. And I think the Chiefs are gonna win, but it's still a long shot that could pay out.
Sounds like we think a lot alike. My heart would probably want Philly, but my brain said, look at the Chiefs record.
But my body's telling me, yeah.
I look for Chris Jones to have a big game. He always plays big in these Chiefs Super Bowls. Now, for Philly to win, I think they're going to have to get it to Saquon out the backfield receiving. Chiefs defense isn't as great as it was, but they've lost a few free agents over the years.
But they've also put money into their offense.
Yeah, but their offense is Hollywood Brown came back from injury, and they picked up Hopkins off the waiver wire. I think Hopkins, that's who I think might have a big game. But golly, my favorite player in this game plays for Philly, probably Cooper DeJean, a guy I wanted the Jags to draft. He's a rookie, big tackler, safety, gotten on the field a lot. He's a corner, but he's like the nickel corner. But look for Cooper DeJean, have a big game, might get a turnover. I'm God, like I want to see Philly and I want to see the Chiefs. Like I like the storyline. It's a rematch, so they've played before, so there's already the extra hate above it, you know.
Oh, the trash talk already.
And these guys could easily play again next year. You know, it could be a big rivalry coming through the league. But I think Saquon has to have a big game. Golly, they've got the weapons. Man, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon. Like Hurts has to not turn the ball over if he wants to give these guys a chance.
But I also think it's going to be I think it's going to be a retelling of the Giants versus New England, where everyone sees this massive win happening for the favorite, and I think it's going to be the other team. So I'm taking the Eagles in this one.
Golly, oh man.
Just because I also bet $100 on them. But do I think this is going to win? No, but I would love to see that payout. So,
man,
I got a motorcycle payout.
I rooted against the Chiefs last year when I went for the 49ers. God, to be the man, you got to beat the man. I guess I got to pick the Chiefs.
Rick Flair.
But I got lots of love for Philly. Like your wife stated, you know, they got all them Bulldog players. Like I said, that GM, he drafts right. He gets guys from the SEC, the hardest division in college. They're proven against the best players. Yeah, that's where I got to go, man.
You want Chiefs?
Going Chiefs.
All right. Do you think
like to see history? I do like to see. I'm a Yankees fan. They were making so much history growing up. Whenever I was growing up, I mean, I just had to become a fan, man. All those pennants, all the big Yankees fan. I'm also a Lakers fan. They got the second most championships. All that Boston got a win last year.
What do you? Oh,
that's another sports thing I forgot to tell you about.
Well, we're still talking about the Super Bowl.
Okay, never mind.
Jot down it. Maybe something.
I will.
Else. Okay. Do you think it's going to come down to decisions, or do you think it's going to go down to scoring?
Definitely going to be decisions, and I mean it's going to be scoring. I think it's going to be a close game. Either way, whoever wins, I think it's going to be close.
I really think it's going to come down to a bad call in the second quarter that's going to actually decide the game. I say it now just because I've seen it in other games, mostly in college.
Also, I've seen last week or in the playoffs, I think whenever these guys played the Texans, maybe, and then last week whenever they played the Bills, like the Chiefs, they get those big calls, man. And like a lot of people expecting, like the Eagles it has to be in their game plan that they gotta beat these calls, that they gotta do it where it won't matter.
Leave no doubt.
Yeah. God, that's another thing with the Eagles, why they got that rookie coach.
Do you think the pressure's on the Eagles, or do you think the pressure's on the Chiefs when it comes to
It's on the Eagles.
Yeah,
They've already lost this team in the Super Bowl recently. I mean, the Chiefs, it'd be nice if they won, but most of the guys on there, they got a ring or two or three, so.
And at the same time, when you're on top, you really don't care what people
It'd be
think.
cool to make history, but you're still known as a great team. You know, you could lose it this year and win it this year. Pat Mahomes still be thought of as legendary. The Chiefs going to be around for a little bit more longer no matter what, because, you know, they've spent a lot of money and everything that could come up to them, but Pat Mahomes is best quarterback in the game. Statistically this year, no, he probably wasn't, but long-term career-wise, definitely. I mean, as far as not ever, but going. But he has the chance to be the best ever also, I think. So.
All right, let's see. We don't really have any. We just got the one game to talk about. So let's talk about top free agents going on there now. So
I don't think the Jaguars will get any, first off.
Well, we'll get there.
You want to name where I think they'll go or something?
Sure, but we'll get there. But let me just... So top three right now for agents and for quarterbacks are going to be Sam Darnold of the Vikings, Justin Fields, and Russell Wilson of the Steelers.
Which that's very interesting because which one is the Steelers going to pick? Russell's older, and Fields did okay, and if they built the defense up, I mean, they got deals on both of them last year, but they're going to have to pick one.
Do you think they're going to get some of the draft?
Depending, I mean, who are they going to get though? Jackson Dart or something later round? I wouldn't think that guy. It'd be smart to start developing a guy in the second round or something like that, and then I don't think the Steelers are ever going to be that top 5 team that gets you, that those are even a top 10, wherever, how many good quarterbacks you have. I mean, there was the year like where Lamar fell to the end and the Ravens got him, and then the year where Rodgers, as the second quarterback, didn't go until like pick 25 to the Packers. So you never know. They might be able to get a guy like that. But last time they picked mid-round, they did get Roethlisberger, and that worked for a long time.
Yeah. If they were to go,
they could also trade up, I guess.
Yeah, that's something they would do. But let's see where they're at. Steelers, Pittsburgh, Denver, 21. So
yeah, there's Shader and Cam definitely gonna be gone by then.
Then again, you never know. They could be offering Tennessee the farm to do that.
I think they're gonna.
But I really don't. Actually, I take that back. I don't see.
I think they're gonna try to sign Fields.
I don't see the head coach doing that. I don't do that.
They could probably get Fields on a good 1-year prove-it deal.
Extend his contract for a year. Yeah, I'd say that too.
If they could bring them both back because that team has some talent. But I think that Russell will move on. He did do good, but I don't think that the Steelers are going to invest long in him. And while no team, I think, will at this point with Russell. I think Russell might have to take a 1-year prove-it deal there. They could re-sign them both. I wouldn't be surprised.
He's done a time where he's like the league minimum for him is $1 million.
Who, Russell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you really want to?
I mean, Russell's not playing for money anymore. Between what him and Sierra have and Banks and everything, like, come on, they're taken care of.
Let's not kid ourselves here. Any sport is about money.
Yeah, you saw that documentary broke where a lot of big guys went free. Russell's a smart guy. Unless he's getting robbed by his people like Fred Taylor did twice. Shout out Freddie T again. Fucking
Mark Brunell. Yeah.
There's way more millions in it. He's way more took care of. Also, Sierra has made a little bit of money herself.
So where do you think Russell?
I don't think Mark Brunell got robbed. I think Mark Brunell had a tax problem.
No, he had a bad investment with
Whataburger, I think.
Which blew up. But anyway,
on to the next position.
Well, look, where do you think Russell Wilson could go? Who do you think?
Besides there, you should bring up that draft order when he is. I can see the teams and look
actually, yeah. Let's talk about that after the draft. I agree with that. So
I think maybe, yeah. I told you after this could be a thing we talk about later, but Russell Wilson could. There's teams like Atlanta if he wants to go be a backup or. Maybe they're not trusting Penix yet. I don't know.
You can end up going to Nova.
They could end up where?
New Orleans.
I think they like Carr. I don't think they think Carr is.
I'd say a starter. I'd say starter.
I don't know. They're kind of same skill level. I don't know.
All right. Well, so for the top free agents on running back, we got the Vikings, Najee Harris, and J.K. Dobbins.
Aaron Jones, Najee Harris, and J.K. Dobbins. I think Pittsburgh should bring Najee back, but Pittsburgh is the type of team that they buy low, sell high. Like I think Najee might go out there, but Najee is one of the best character guys. If you want to rebuild that locker room, Jacksonville, we're good at running back between ETN and Tank. If we didn't have one of those guys, I'd want him. But no telling where he could go. Aaron Jones, he's had a good career in Green Bay, not so as great in Minnesota. Dobbins had a big year this year, but lots and lots of injuries before. That's why the Chargers aren't his original team. He was a Raven, but he couldn't stay healthy there. Now his rookie deal is over. They'll all get jobs, but once we get more time to look at the draft, like you said.
Say real quick. I don't see them getting rid of a starting running back and a starting quarterback in the same year.
Who, the Steelers?
Yeah.
Well, he's not. He probably starts the game at running back, but they have other guys.
There's nothing.
They're a committee team also.
So this one, I'm a little surprised. The top 3 wide receivers that are free agents. There's T. Higgins for the Bengals, Chris Goodwin for the Bucks.
Tampa.
Yep, and then we got Amari Cooper for Bills. But what
the
about
second 2 are on there going for their 3rd contracts? T's going for his 2nd. That's the free agent I want for the Jaguars. T. Higgins played at Clemson with Trevor Lawrence. They're very familiar. They won a championship together. Higgins is a tall guy. Jags need a tall guy.
But
We wanted to trade for him many times, but
well, Cooper Kupp.
Cincy, they have Jamar Chase. They got a lot of money they've spent, and I don't think he wants to be there because they're talking about him leaving the year before. I think T thinks he can be a number one guy, so I don't know. I could see T going to inside our division for the Titans.
Well, the one person surprised on there is Cooper Kupp because he's not a free agent, but he's looking to trade it.
He's not in the top 3.
Well,
yeah, because they're looking to trade him.
Yeah, he's still on a contract.
Man, because Puka Anua became a star. If I was the Rams, I'm keeping that guy.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, Ian, but at the same time, an article by Jacksonville.com, they're talking about what about...
Yeah, this is the time you got to find shit to write about. And this is wishing well.
Oh, yeah, it says what if. It's a question mark. It's not saying it's coming.
If they do trade him, they're probably going to want a first-round pick for him, and our first-round pick's too low. Even if they want a second round. I'd trade a second round for Cooper Kupp.
Well, the question is, well, first of all, I'm telling Liam, like, dude, you are too new to get up a first rounder now.
I think it'd be hard to keep him and Brian Thomas and all them happy because Trevor hasn't had 100. Well, didn't Ingram get 100 catches last year?
Yeah,
Or was he just short of it?
Well, let's find out. Ingram.
But not this season, the year before. I mean,
2023.
Yeah, if you go to ESPN, I know NFL probably. Who are we looking at? Evan Ingram. Okay, sorry y'all for watching us idiots goggle. We didn't do no homework.
I looked up Clint Ingram.
two weeks we didn't do nothing. Flying by the seat of our pants.
Yeah.
Evan Ingram stats. Okay, now this is the year. I went career 20. He had 114 last year. So that's the only time I think Trevor's had a guy over 100 catches. I think it would be hard to keep Cooper happy here. Brian Thomas, he's going to get the ball a lot. Liam's all about getting the guys in space so they can run around. And last year, Doug at the end said it was smart, and he came out after halftime and said, "We're just gonna get Brian." They had that drive where they just threw the ball like 7 times. He caught like 5 of them. Got down to the 1 yard line. I think the running back got the touchdown, but it was just like, come on, this is the guy. You got to give him the ball. He's our Jamar Chase. You know, he might not be as flashy or anything, but he come from the same school, the LSU guys. He was the number 1 receiver this year, and I loved his skills. I knew he was good, but I didn't think he'd be the number 1 guy. And but he was, man. There's some good rookie class too. Malik Neighbors, he got a little bit hurt for the Giants, but he started out balling. But Brian outperformed him, but Neighbors had no quarterback there in New York, so that was going to be hard for him. But he outperformed Harrison. That's in a very pass-heavy offense in Arizona. So,
what do you think Trevor Lawrence's biggest, not carrying around a quarterback, but what do you think his biggest hurdle and biggest problem is?
I think it's...
Me? I think it's knowing when to get out the field.
Not having a defense in the line. Like, I think he's got the skills to be a winning quarterback. Like, what does he need? He can make all the throws. He needs to cut back on the turnovers. That's it.
Well, yeah, I think
he gets better every year at that.
He does, but he's also playing hurt a lot too. But
that's another thing. You got to know when to hold him and fold him, man. Because the year before, I think he sits earlier than he sat that Carolina game.
Yeah.
I think he heals quicker and we win more games at the end.
At the same time, we
went 0-3 in those injury games. Like if Bathurst would have went 0-3, same thing. But then you get Trevor back healthy for like 3 games and he can win 2 of them. Carolina and all that. We lost them games anyways, is what I'm saying. Sure. They should have had Bathurst.
Go you.
I understand you got that fighting spirit. That's also on Doug and them probably to talk them out of it.
At the same time, you can stay in, but the coach says you get out. You get out because the coach stopped the game. Top 3 free agent on tight ends. We got Juwan Johnson.
I didn't even go through the other receivers though. Amari Cooper.
Bad, dude.
He's getting older, but he showed him, wherever he goes, he can do all right. He says he plays for Buffalo. Amari, if I was you, I'd try to re-sign that.
Yeah, dude.
Josh Allen is going to throw the ball many times. Godwin in Tampa is interesting, That guy, maybe he wants to follow Liam. I don't know if we got the money for him. He signed a way too big deal last time. They gave him a lot of money. He's paid by now. He could go anywhere and still succeed, but he's probably another guy will go. He might, you see him like Cleveland or something, go to one of the sorry teams, the Raiders maybe.
The Jaguars. Yeah. Or garbage or no.
Those are usually your buyers in free agency that overspend or the losing teams, and that's why they're drafting young. They don't have no stars, paying contracts to and stuff.
That and also they're showing the holes. Yeah.
We might just want to skip all them, go to the bigger names. Tight end, Conklin for the Jets. He's a blocking guy. Gesicki for the Jets. Jags need a blocking tight end, but
All right, so let's go to tackles. We're gonna go to Ryan Stanley for the Ravens is available. Cam Robinson for the Vikings.
And Tyron Smith for the Jets. All these guys have skills, man.
You're
buying OT, you're happy.
Cam Robinson's a former Jaguar. So.
Yeah. Look what he did for the Vikings. He showed up so much there for them that they got him ranked as the number 2. That's crazy. He flashed here sometime. I'm not gonna act like Cam's a dumpster.
Would you want to put him in?
Obviously, he plays by his attitude and his because inspiration. He wasn't inspired here, obviously, because once he went to Minnesota, he became the beast we always wanted him to be.
Didn't he go to Carolina first?
No, it was straight to Minnesota.
Okay, my bad, Hog.
Yeah, it was this year. He's only been gone a few games. He had time to go to 2 teams.
Key takeaways for the guards: you got Trey Smith, the Kansas free agent.
Not gonna act like I know who any of these guys are.
Don't know any of them. Moving on.
That's why I was saying their positions.
Center: Ryan Kelly, Coleman Shelton, and Drew Dahlman. None of them.
Our Jags, I don't know if they got Morris one more year, I guess, but we'll probably be drafting center soon.
Probably get 3rd or 4th and see what they do. Defensive tackles got Osa.
He plays for the Cowboys. He's flashed.
Milton Williams for Eagles.
And then the Lions, I don't know that guy, but if he plays for the D-Lions as a starter, he must have been pretty good.
Yeah.
Edge rusher, okay.
Khalil
Mack again. He's like a rent-a-guy per season guy right now. Mack's going to be a Hall of Famer. But Josh Sweat for the Eagles, it's interesting. He got traded towards the end of his rookie deal to the Eagles. They'll play tonight. He's from Ole Miss, but he played on the Commanders. They're the Redskins to me. Played for the Redskins, and
they're the Sentinels to me.
He's flashed too. Josh Sweat that's good. If you're looking for an edge defender this year, Hassan Reddick for the Jets. There's some guys out there. So in the free agency world, if you're looking for an edge rusher, and you're not picking low, and they say there's some guys coming out this year on the interior line, but the edge they say isn't as good as normal years after you get past Carter.
If I was Jacksonville, I'd try to sign Khalil Mack, but I think it'd be too expensive. I think for his age.
Yeah, he was a 1 year rent a guy like a Jags draft pick Fowler. He's going to get you the 8 to 12 sacks.
But to do a 1 year rent, that means he's got to have.
I also think he's probably ring chasing Mac.
That could be too. Which means he could.
Mac could end up in KC. I'd like to see him probably go to like the 49ers.
If Belichick was still around, I'd say they'd probably take a run at him.
Golly, Bobby Wagner hasn't retired yet? I thought he did retire once.
Linebackers, we got Dre Greenlaw, Nick Bolton, the Chiefs, and Bobby Wagner.
I'll have to look at Nick tonight, see what type of pickup he is. These are interior guys. Bobby Wagner's had maybe a Hall of Fame career. We started off with the Legion of Boom Seahawks teams, was the top tackler on that team. And I didn't even know he was on the Commanders this year. He's been slowed down the last couple of years. He's only ranked number 3 on this list, probably because his name of his earlier years. I think Bobby should retire, but if he wants to ring chase another year, that could be a guy that goes to like Philly or the Ravens, something like that.
DJ Reed, Javarius Warden,
And
Rasul
Russell
Douglas.
Douglas. Oh,
The corners.
Jaguars, if you're buying in free agency, that's the position you need to be buying in. So Ward wouldn't be that bad. But yeah, I don't know. I want to draft one of the top guys. None of these guys are top guys. It's not the best year to be buying a corner, I guess.
Safety, no, it's not really.
Same thing. I know Javon Holland, and he can hit a little, but Talanoga Hofnaga for the 49ers. I've never heard of him.
Cameron.
Buying him. I watched him for the Vikings. He's average.
Yeah. All right, so let's see.
As those start to unfold in March and the rumors and stuff come out, we could probably do a little better with that.
On a side note, St. Louis is the top ranked best place to live in the U.S. right
Before we get off pop culture,
that's just one of those.
That's somebody's opinion. He probably met a nice girl while he was there. There in NBA news, one of the biggest trades ever. My Lakers. I've been telling
fans. What the fuck?
They get Luka for Davis, which Davis balled out last night in his debut. But guess what he did? What he always did for LA. He got hurt. he got hurt at the end, having one of his best games ever. He got hurt. That's Davis for you.
And what? Did they get any draft picks?
I heard the owner didn't even know about the Luka trade. This GM, he's got some balls on him, man. I don't know why you would trade Luka. He faced the organization.
Which owner are you talking about?
I'm talking about the Mavericks owner, and it's Cuban isn't the head guy.
No, he's the minority owner. He owns less than 9%. But yeah,
I heard everyone in that organization was like, "What? We traded who?" Now Davis is a good piece, and they got a lot of other pieces. But man, Luka's he's the franchise, man. He's the face.
Look, I understand making changes. As all teams do it, it makes sense. A fresh start. But get something for him.
Trading a guy in his prime. Davis is something, and who knows what that first round draft pick will be. See, the Lakers plan to be playoff teams, so they
got
won't be
first round.
Yeah.
Okay.
They got other
I thought they got like a
players.
third. I thought they got a third rounder.
Also, with the Lakers news, they tried to trade our rookie pick, who I've been doing pretty good, especially when Davis and LeBron didn't play one night. Dalton Connect went off. Connect 4. I like him. They tried to trade him for Mark Davis from Charlotte, and it was voided last night. It's the first trade that's been voided since the Lakers tried to trade Chris Paul. I wonder why they always void Lakers. I'm glad they voided this. I hope they're not going to try to work something out and get Dalton out of there to the other team. I really like him. Now he's probably going to be a little upset. They try to trade him. Maybe he's young and won't take it personally. I don't know. Young guys could go either way. I just hope we hold on to Dalton Connect. I can see him and Luka doing a lot of damage together. LeBron's not going to be there much longer. You need to start building them younger pieces.
So
Luka, he's got weight issues, but I think he'll be out in LA. He'll find a real good personal trainer. LA, that's another thing I want to say. Like, everyone's like, once LeBron leaves, I said LA will be fine. A star will want to find his way to Los Angeles. Now, the Clippers get guys they used to, like Ben Simmons signed with them last year. Ben Simmons would have wanted to go to LA in years before. He probably still did want to go there, but money, who knows how. Ben's had a lot of problems during his career, a lot of issues. A lot of people call him soft. A lot of people call him lazy. But he's not a good scorer, but one of the best passers in the league. He went to a freaking all-star game of how good a passer he is.
So, per Nico Harrison, who's the GM of the Mavericks, and Jason Kidd, they spoke on the trade. He fits right along with our time frame to win now and win in the future. Harrison said about the trade that added 31-year-old forward Anthony Davis to the roster. The future to me is that 3 to 4 years from now, the future 10 years from now, they'll probably bury me and Jason Kidd by then, or we'll bury ourselves. So I think you guys actually probably gonna wait and see what happens this year.
They could win it all this year. The Mavericks have a good team. They got Clay Davis too. Or Clay Thompson, not Davis. Clay Davis is a character in The Wire. Clay Thompson, good shooter.
Trades don't happen at all the smallest level without stuff getting out. And Rob and I were able to have really intense conversations over the course of the 3 or 4 weeks.
It's a long talk, so maybe the owner had to know. Maybe that's a rumor.
Or owners.
But the main guy, there's always a main guy.
I think that was stupid, but I'm.
This actually cost Luka like $100 million though, because he said he was gonna re-sign whatever contract he was up. This is contract year for Luka, and he said he was gonna re-sign, whatever they threw at him, but which he knew would have been a good offer, but he was eligible for the Supermax contract because the Mavericks drafted him. Now that he's a Laker and they didn't draft him, that the max contract he can sign is $100 million less. Look. He's gonna make up so much money being in LA, just commercials, movies. Like he's gonna get a lot of offers when he's out there. He'll be doing a lot of stuff. Los Angeles, like LeBron, he probably could have did Space Jam without being in LA, but I bet it made it a lot easier to do it. He was living in LA before he even went to LA. Like
I watched 30 minutes of Space Jam and I turned it off. I'm done.
Look, to be in Los Angeles right now, I'm not a big fan of California right now these days. But as a Laker fan, Los Angeles is still Los Angeles. And if you have money, it's a very good place to be. He has money. So it'll get him big old mansion and all that good stuff. I'm happy as hell. He was my favorite player. And so when your favorite player goes to your favorite team, man, you can't be more happier. I'm interested to see if he's going to stay with number 77. I've seen a lot of jerseys printed. His favorite number was 7. It was his favorite player, and a guy he always wore, one of those EuroLeague guys, was his idol. And he had to wear a 77 for the Mavs because someone already had number 7. He's a Laker.
But for like $40,000, you can give it to the.
I don't know if number 7's retired in LA. It would have had to been one of them like George Mikan era guys if it is. But because what number did Carmelo Anthony wear when he was there? Did I see him in a 7 jersey? It might be available. I don't know, but that's why I'm waiting to buy the jersey. I want to see him play a game in a jersey. I'm thinking he could wear the 77 this year, and then next year be like, oh, now I'm number 7 to get the double jersey sales, like LeBron does with 23 and 6 going back and forth. There's him in the Laker jersey. If it's a wider picture, we can see the number. I don't know if it is. No. It's not. But anyways, I'm definitely getting that jersey.
All right, that was Buzz Stone.
Yeah. But as far as sports, that's about everything I can think of right now. The Pro Bowl isn't nothing to talk. It's a flag game. It's not real. Some good guys play a flag football game. That's never gonna be what it was. Early 2000s, there were some good games where they were hitting each other. And nobody wants to get hurt in an All-Star game. I understand that.
Yeah, it's a glorified Pro Bowl, and they're already at the top of the
I think the NBA is always gonna have the best All-Star game, which they don't play no defense in that, and that's the thing. But it's fun to watch. There is some competition going on. And baseball is probably a real game, but it's baseball, so.
Yeah, let's just see what you can do.
I remember if they were playing, if the winner of the All-Star game, that their league got home field in the World Series or something, make it mean something. But I don't know. And even that wouldn't even mean nothing to everybody. The guy would be like, I'm on the Pirates. I ain't going to the World Series. I don't care.
No one cares at this point. So yeah.
All-Star games are tricky, but you gotta at least name them. That's why I like with NFL, they name all pros and stuff after the Pro Bowl. You gotta know who the stars are to mark their resumes, get it down. There's always snubs, and it's interesting.
But so nothing more on
wearing
sports?
A Fred Taylor jersey, you snub for a couple of Pro Bowls. That's all I can think of in
what
the sports
you're saying
world.
Is you're not going to the Pro Bowl wearing the Fred Taylor jersey?
I had an offer to go to the Pro Bowl, and I turned it down.
What seat?
I don't know where the seats were. That person didn't end up going either. But, yeah.
So, I mentioned this because I have stock in Facebook since they went public, right?
Okay.
And the stock has been nothing but skyrocketing. It's nothing been shooting up ever since the beginning of the year.
Yes.
It's gone up over $100, so it's right now over $700 per share, which is great news.
How much per share?
Did
you say 7?
Over 700 per share at
that's huge.
In fact, I can tell you exactly. There's
millions of shares. So 700. They're balling everything.
Yeah. Well, what Zuckerberg has made $40 billion on this year alone, based on as he sold some of his shares. Let's see. No.
Maybe he stole ideas and everything, but he got it. He beat everyone to the punch. They got it bigger. You know, MySpace was the first big player. It was way bigger than Facebook at the beginning because Facebook was an exclusive. You're smart enough to get rid of the exclusivity, smart enough to get it out of just college. You know, who cares? I mean, you might have stole it. Whatever happened, happened. Them guys got some millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Like,
So according to the movie, the
twins got paid.
Yeah, they got paid $600 million. They got paid $500 million.
And maybe if they were running it, it wouldn't have went the same way. You know, those are rich guys. They probably like the exclusive type thing.
And they lost their ass in cryptocurrency too. So Meta right now is $714 per share as the close of the market on Friday. But
something I could never afford.
Dude, I bought it when it was public. It was $38.
Okay, see, that would have been nice.
Yeah. All these other things are all these are all cannabis stocks, which I've lost my ass on those so far. Anywho,
cannabis stocks, you said?
Yeah, cannabis retailers.
Yeah.
So, but the reason I point this out is because Meta's doing some layoffs, laying off some engineers on Monday.
Okay.
And they're going to be doing a lot of AI coding pretty soon. So I wonder how bad the market's going to go on that one.
We will see, I guess.
Yep. Business news. There you go.
Pop culture news is TV shows and stuff. I found a little show I like, and it's called Landman.
Oh, that's a good show.
Yes, it's a guy that plays away. It's Billy Bob Thornton, man. Which God, he's a great actor. No, he doesn't have leading man looks, but it's between Sling Blade. If you've ever seen him in the first season of Fargo,
Bad Santa,
Friday Night Lights, Bad Santa. This guy, he's top notch skills. Little country guy from Arkansas, like.
He was married to Angela.
Anyways, I ain't gonna talk about it on here. I don't want to get censored or anything, but Google or watch a video on Terry Funk / Billy Bob Thornton. It's a funny story, but I think Terry's thinking that it's this Billy Bob Thornton. I don't think it is.
Terry
he swears it is.
Terry, the wrestler, hardcore legend Terry Funk.
Yes. He says the guy would have dog under a trailer and be playing Red Rocket. Red Rocket. But if you South Park fans. But anyways, at the beginning, I was like, oh, look at this cast. And
it's a great show.
God, I was like, oh my God. But of course, those big names in the beginning, the accident, they did the pilot for Taylor, which if you know those guys, they all have connections to Taylor Sheridan, so it made sense. But that was the interview you just clicked on. It was the right one with Jim Cornette.
I can't play it, man.
Yeah, you don't want to play it and all that, but y'all, if you Google it, I promise you'll get a laugh.
I'm gonna watch it, man.
That's him in Fargo. I don't know if he gets a lot of credit for playing the villain in the first season of Fargo. He was so good in that. Billy Bob, he carries this show, but it also has John Hamm, has Demi Moore, plays his wife. You know, I didn't know that was Demi Moore until I watched the whole show.
I didn't see Demi Moore in the show.
She plays John Hamm's wife. That's Cammy is
really?
Demi Moore.
No
yeah,
shit.
I swear. I didn't know it was her until
I didn't recognize her.
Yeah.
Not at all.
I don't know if she even has like an accent or something that throws you off. I don't know.
I recognize Ali Larder though.
Is that the daughter?
The blonde wife.
Is she from 1923?
No.
Oh no, the wife. I'm talking about the girl, his daughter.
The one that plays his wife was my favorite thing was in what's it called
I don't like her role. She's like the least thing I like about the show though.
But she was on Varsity Blues, man. You used to see her in the whipped cream bikini in Varsity Blues. Yeah.
I mean, I like the phone calls and stuff, but when she's
it's very
off the phone, I don't.
It's wealthy redneck white trash, modern day humor. It's fucking hilarious.
You got some cartel stuff going on. It's a real good show. If you read about what it's about, you probably wouldn't like it. It's one of them shows like Breaking Bad in the beginning, science teacher does this, blah blah blah. It's way more than as it would read. It gets way better. I'm excited for season 2. I didn't know. I just discovered the show. I knew it was new, so I know it's gonna be a long wait for season 2. But Taylor Sheridan, man, the guy who did Yellowstone, he played Sheriff Jacob Hill in his acting days on Sons of Anarchy.
Yep.
The shows he's involved with, Tulsa King, I watched that recently. It's so good.
He's got shows everywhere.
I'm watching 1923, Mayor of Kingstown. I don't know. I've heard so many good things about it.
Mayor of Kingstown's that Jeremy Renner does, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Jeremy Renner. And I can see it getting better. There's people, and I saw like a trailer for the whole 3 seasons, so I understand some other big actors are going to come in. Littlefinger is just showed up in the episode I watched. He's supposed to be the villain of the first season, I think.
Littlefinger from
Game of Thrones.
Thank you.
Aidan Gillen or something, I think his name is. But very good show for y'all. Check out Landman.
A very good show, man. Let me put it this way. Excuse me. It's the battle. It's bottom line behind the scenes is the battle of the oil company versus the cartel, and the oil company lets them know, the cartel know who really owns this land. You may own it, but we're using it, and we will pay you whatever we need to pay you. So money talks.
And they don't get too political about the border or anything, which is what I like.
No, it's not political at all.
There's a line or two, but
it's all bottom line. It's all about money.
Yeah.
So that's not going back on what you guys watch yourself. Like you said, it's like I said before. It's all about money, and it really dictates money was the bottom line, especially when it comes to global warming, global cooling, whatever the fuck it's called.
Played by his son, I forgot him. It's Jacob Laughlin, who won awards when he was real young. He was in the movie with Matthew McConaughey called Mud, and he's a Hollywood guy that he really has that accent. He's a country boy and everything. He's not acting whenever he's talking. That's him, and he's a very good actor. And they've written him in a very good storyline. Yeah, I think he's gonna shine in future seasons.
So also looks like the Nissan Honda merger blew up, or the deal's not going. Looks like it's not happening.
I never even knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, Nissan lost their ass when it came to the doing the hybrid cars.
Yeah.
So they're looking to merge with Honda, let them handle their.
I guess Honda didn't like everything they brought to the table.
Well, it's not fully gone. They're just not liking the offer, and they're going to blow it up.
They'll probably fix it. Or just get something else in there. There's a lot of mergers that happen, in Hollywood. A lot of mergers happening.
Everywhere. Oh, 6 arrested following seizure of over 300 pounds of cannabis.
Which state is this in?
Buffalo, New York.
Okay. Look, that's little numbers that end with the legal marriage one everywhere and stuff. How long we been on?
Well, over that.
One over now, yeah.
What I'm saying. Which means our voices are going to be fast and...
We the chipmunks.
Yep. So, no big deal, but it looks like it was $100 cash and multiple weapons, so it was...
I don't care. And marijuana shouldn't be illegal, man. It's stupid. No, these guys will probably be, when the laws are changing, they'll probably be released from prison way shorter than they get.
I'm going to bring it up because it's 300 pounds, and that's a lot of broccoli.
Get control of the border and all that first, and then we'll decide.
And any TV shows, or you just talked about Landman, anything else you want to talk about when it comes to TV shows?
I'm watching 1923 so far. It's not as great as Yellowstone in the beginning, but it's worth the watch.
It's the midpoint, but yeah, season 2's coming out, on the 13th?
I think, I don't know. I know that there's new seasons coming on 2 different shows I'm watching. So
1923 for me, it started off good, then slowed down.
Maybe it's Yellow Jackets comes out on the 21st, and 23 comes on.
Have you been watching?
What I have watched, the Spencer guy, he's in Africa, so I'm very 2-3 episodes in, but obviously he's gonna have to come back home, and I'm excited to see once he comes home because he has some skills to help the family that others don't possess. I like the casting of him, the guy who plays Spencer. He played Atlas in the new movie that's getting all the press because all the Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds and the Justin Baldoni guy, but he played Atlas in that movie, which people say the girl thought they were going to end up with him.
It also stars Harrison Ford and
Harrison, he's so old and he's very active in the show. I don't know the casting in that big name, but when I cast a guy in his 80s, I want him in a rocking chair telling lessons, grandpa,
Oh, he's
playing the lead.
Speaking of Harrison Ford, he's going to be in the new Captain America movie. He's gonna be Red Hulk.
Yeah, we've talked about that. With
Really?
his age being Red Hulk in the action, which I thought they should have kept the guy that had the role, or at least casted younger.
And Marley Shelton.
I like Harrison Ford. He's a great actor, but at his age, to get these leads, it's and like an action role where you're supposed to play action. I understand it's CGI, all that. But the guy that age, you know, and then what if he passes and now you got to recast again? Like.
So then we got Marley Shelton, who's the female, the mother of the Dutton family in there too. She's a great actor.
She is. She's been in a lot of movies.
What I like about Taylor
Sheridan.
Thank you. What I like about his writing skills is it's always it's always a strong female role. They're not weak. There's always a badass in the background that's just not necessarily the major character, but that's one of the side characters.
Definitely Jim on freaking what you call it?
Sons of Anarchy
was very strong, and Tara wasn't light herself.
Nope. So that's what I'm talking about. Have you watched Beast Games and all?
Beast Games?
Yeah.
I saw some clips on Reels with some girl that was like keeping some money. Hey, you keep all the money, and she was like, I earn this, they earn that. But no, I haven't been watching.
Dude, it is. Keep in mind too, it's very cutthroat. It's a modern day Survivor because
I'm not gonna lie, I've never really been into them shows. The first thing I watched like that would be The Challenge, the first couple of seasons, but then I did way too many, and you just lose track.
That's fine. Well, it's on Amazon Prime, so it's free. But
the most reality show I watch is like all the first 10 seasons of The Real World, which is like the originator in the reality TV. But never got into Survivor. I would see clips, trailers, and all that. Never got into those shows, Big Brother, or any of that. And then This Wife, Mob Wives, This Wives, stuff like that, or Kardashians. I didn't care. I watched a little bit of the Ozzy show though. I don't know the name of it, but the Osbournes, I think it was called.
So, going into the latest episode, because it comes out every Thursday, you're down to the top 6 competitors, and starting out it was rolled for $5 million, but now as a cliffhanger going to you haven't even watched it, man. You don't even know about this.
I can read.
We're getting there. So it leaves the cliffhanger. It was originally for $5 million. Now you go from top 6, drop possibly down top 5. It's based on a coin flip. They got whoever flips a coin heads, they can change the $5 million to $10 million, but the tails they eliminate themselves. They get nothing. So they either double it for everybody that's competing for it, or you're out. And I can't wait to see what happens on Thursday. So. But with that said, I think it's time to go because I think we've done over an hour. And it's hour 12, and you dropped your phone about 6 minutes in, so we're probably.
I restarted after that, so it's even longer. But,
yeah, and we're gonna be chipmunks on this one, so whatever.
Yeah, if it's only at 24 minutes, we're gonna be some loud, fast chipmunks.
No, that's 51 minutes.
Oh, okay. I was looking at that 2400.
Yeah.
Okay. So, anyways, y'all, follow this on Josh Talks Pop 85 on YouTube and TikTok. Jeremy, where do they find him on Facebook?
If you're listening, if you're actually on Facebook, it's under Jeremy Blanton. But if you want to listen to this in the car or at work, go to Spotify and go look up SuP. Big S, little U, big P. What's that stand for, Josh?
Sports U Pop. Sports and pop culture.
We're getting out of here, and we will see you guys next time. Love you.
It's been fun, but gee whiz, we gotta run. Peace.
Love you. Tickle your chins.